Carvana may be facing its end. After massive downsizing and huge losses, the used car company Carvana faces what could be its last chance to turn itself around. In a sign of how desperate Carvana's problems are, its stock has fallen 94% in the past year. And many shareholders assume that their investment could go to zero. And according to TheStreet.com, the investors currently own over 80% of the company's debt and could halt Carvana's restructuring plans. Carvana lost $1.4 billion as it became clear that the company had severe cash problems. High used car prices and interest rates were partially to blame, according to the company. Management commented, "We came into the year significantly overbuilt for the sales volume we ultimately realized, and we underestimated the speed and the magnitude of the rapid rise in short-term interest rates we ultimately saw in 2022 and the transitory impacts it would have on our business." It shared the overbuilding with many tech companies. We've seen those towers, those Carvana towers have been sold. But what does this mean for the future of Carvana and your ability to buy a car online? I'll tell you in a moment, right after I remind you to subscribe and click that little bell for notifications so you don't miss anything. We give you more than car reviews and first looks of new vehicles. We give you car smarts because knowledge is power. Carvana faces the same competition it always did. There are local used car companies, some of which are owned by major automakers. There are thousands of places to buy cars online and in person. A scarcity of new cars has made the efforts to sell used cars more aggressive, and Carvana's business model is already broken, and the competition is way too stiff. Carvana has had some other issues, including major legal troubles. Here's a look at one of the most recent issues that led Carvana to their current sticky situation. A North Carolina man bought a $68,000 Maserati from Carvana for his wife's birthday and months later learned that it was a stolen car. This is a big purchase for Jason Scott. On the paperwork from Carvana, when Scott purchased it, it said the car was a 2021 model. But during service, the technician noted that it stated that some of the parts were a different year than that model. And after further investigation, it was discovered that the car was not a 2021 model, but one from 2017. When they checked the vehicle identification number on the chassis, that's when they saw that it was a stolen vehicle. The VIN on the car, on the window, and on the car door was different. Police were called and Scott said he was questioned, and after he showed proof that he had bought the Maserati from Carvana, he was free to go. But since the car was stolen, it was then impounded. Scott promptly called Carvana. At first, they wanted the car returned, which was impossible because it was impounded by the police, but Scott does have an attorney who sent Carvana a letter with his demands, which were for $1 million in compensation for losses, both financially and his reputation, and for a public apology. Carvana did send a letter in response to Scott's attorney, which said in part that Carvana denied any prior knowledge that the vehicle was stolen when they purchased it and apologized for his inconvenience. The letter states a customer advocate with Carvana told Scott that they would refund the money he had already applied to the purchase, or he could swap it into another vehicle of his choice, and offering him a $1,000 gesture of goodwill. A North Carolina Attorney General's office said that they are investigating Carvana as they have 130 complaints against the company, but are not aware of any complaints involving stolen cars. This is part of Carvana's downfall. Customer frustrations are more than just this story, and the results may signal the end for the online car buying site. It appears as if this online used car dealer is getting their ducks in a row to go under. It's an outcome that's not yet confirmed, but it's looking increasingly likely by the end of the day. This could be the end for Carvana. If you like this video, give it a like and subscribe for more videos like this one. If you have any questions or comments, because you always do, I'll be happy to answer them. You can support me by buying me a cup of coffee. The link for that is in the description, plus all the links for the website, social media, book, and the podcast. I'm Lauren Fix. Thank you so much for watching.